Good evening, everyone. Today, we will go ahead and quickly discuss what should be our um, strategy to go ahead and prepare for this CUET entrance exam. See, first of all, please understand that although DSC, JNU, and other good universities are part of this entrance exam, the paper is going to be much similar to what has come till last year. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि क्योंकि डीएससी इसमें ऐड हो गया है तो बहुत डिफरेंट पेपर आएगा. दिस इज नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन. द पेपर विल बी ऑन वेरी सिमिलर लाइंस till what has been asked till last year. So if you are thinking that ये वाला पेपर भी ISI या DSC या फिर और किसी you know IIT के लेवल का होगा, that is a mistake. You have to analyze the last 5-year CUET papers to understand what kind of paper, what kind of questions come in the CUET exam. That's the first thing. Secondly, if you go ahead and you closely look at the paper pattern, you will observe that we have divided the entire paper in two parts. ठीक है बेटा? एक part A है, एक part B है. Part A is 25 questions consisting of verbal ability, general awareness, and analytical skills. ये part, it is skipped by many universities. ऐसा हो सकता है कि जैसे last time JNU ने सिर्फ part B के basis पे admission दिए थे, DSC भी part B के basis पे ही admission दे. It is possible that DSC and JNU evaluate you only on basis of part B or DTU for that matter. But we cannot take this risk. We are still saying it is possible. Pakka nahi hai. So we don't want to go ahead and skip part A. We want to prepare part A also very well. Kuch general awareness ke questions, kuch mathematical quantitative ability questions, kuch analytical skill questions bhi we have to go ahead and practice. Apart from this, of course, we have to go ahead and focus a lot on part B. This is your golden chance, I can say, to get into Delhi School of Economics. इतना आसान पेपर दिल्ली स्कूल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स में इससे पहले नहीं आया होगा. This is the easiest paper that you can think of that is going to come this year. So we want to make sure that we understand the pattern of CUET well and we go ahead and we study accordingly. कुछ भी random पढ़ने का फायदा नहीं है. You just have 20 days in your hand. So now just think about it. The first part is microeconomics. In microeconomics, you have to understand exactly what comes. So you have to only focus on these things. You don't have to focus on anything else. Just for example, if you see here, it says monopolistic, duopoly, oligopoly model. This does not talk about monopsony. So, you know, if you are studying monopsony, it is a waste of your time. Kahin nahi likha hai ki monopsony aayega, so it will never come in exam. So you have to read what will come in exam and exactly focus on that. For example, if you look at the micro part, within microeconomics, this does not say that it is going to go ahead and test you on moral hazard and adverse selection. The moral hazard and adverse selection are not being asked here, right? If you notice, it just says externality. But intuition based, if I think that this can come in exam, this is something on which I will want you to just read from above. Ek line, what is moral hazard? What is adverse selection? How do the two works? What is, you know, affected when insurance companies mein moral hazard hota hai ya adverse selection hota hai? Just knowing that much is fine. So you have to see the points written in the syllabus and do it accordingly. Please do not do random study. There is no time for that. You are going to miss this golden opportunity of getting into DSC if you randomly study topics. Secondly, if you look here, then all of this beta can be covered through your intermediate videos. There is no reason why at this point you will go through the advanced videos. Advanced videos are too advanced. They were there for ISI. It was there for IIT. But you will never be asked utility functions like min of xy plus max of xy. ऐसे utility function CUET में नहीं आएंगे. They will never ever be asked. So you have to understand till what level should you be revising and revise accordingly. So there is no need, I am repeating, there is no need to go through the advanced lectures at this point of time. Please don't waste your time going through them. Instead, practice as many MCQs as you can, right? Same, if you look through macroeconomics, beta, only this much is written. Only this much. National income accounting, output determination, ADAS, effective demand, and classical and Keynesian theory. So we know that these are the topics that we have to focus on. But they have given macroeconomics in 3 parts. If you notice this, they have divided as the first part. This is the second part of macroeconomics. And this is the third part of macroeconomics. Same is there in your intermediate videos if you go through our lectures. Agar lecture mein dekhoge, then the same pattern is followed. You will see all consumption hypothesis, all investment hypothesis. You will see all the growth models there. You will see Mundell-Fleming model there, etc. So you have to just go through the intermediate lectures quickly. Just one thing I want to highlight in macroeconomics, only the Mundell-Fleming model should be done from the advanced lectures, in which we have done 12 cases of Mundell-Fleming model. ये advanced lecture से करना जरूरी है, otherwise the intermediate lectures are enough. Then same goes for statistics. In stats, you do not have to do all those probability models that we had done. कोई जरूरत नहीं है इस टाइम पर अंडरस्टैंड करने की कि जॉइंट प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या होती है, कि what is binomial distribution, what is geometric distribution. No, that was required only for IIT, that was required only for ISI. We don't need it anymore. So we only need this much syllabus. Nowhere have they mentioned about joint probability. We have to only understand basic probability distributions. बहुत advance करने की जरूरत नहीं है. It's okay. थोड़ा to understand what is, for example, in binomial. I don't want you to go into much depth. You should just know that the expectation is NP and the variance is NPQ. Itna jante ho, then this is more than enough. So know where to stop. This is about understanding what all to cover rather than going ahead and covering everything in detail and messing up with the syllabus. Please don't do that. Many of you are coming up and asking me, ma'am, what about about the international economic offer curve? No, it will never come. It is not written anywhere. So जो नहीं लिखा है वो नहीं आएगा. Whatever is written in international, they have just mentioned this much. So I will never go beyond this. So from your international videos, you only have to do the theories. You only have to understand Ricardian, Adam Smith, Heckscher-Ohlin, and new trade theories. And that is it. Same from the public economics, you only have to understand what is taxation. And that is it. So please understand, if you go back to your previous year paper, you will see that question on limit, matrix, continuity have been asked multiple times, but there has been no question on vectors. तो जो हमने IIT के लिए vector theory पढ़ा था पूरा का पूरा, dimension, ranks, etc. But nowhere it is written here. So we have to focus only on what has been asked in the previous year papers and then understand that this is what is of importance, right? For example, every year they will ask you about the different theories, linking them to different economists. ये पक्का आता है. They will ask you who said that supply creates its own demand. So if they ask you question like this and they say Ricardo, Adam Smith, this, say, etc., you should know who said what, right? So these kind of questions, we are saying which economist said what thing, they will definitely come in exam, and they have to be done very well, right? So what I have started doing now, beta, along with what you are doing, let's try and understand how we want to do this course entirely. So first of all, you have to go ahead and do a thorough revision. Revision of what? Revision of your intermediate lectures. Jaldi padhne. Ye nahi ki you keep wasting time on that only. But along with this, you have to go ahead and do all mock tests that I have given you on CUET. You have to do past years of CUET. You have to do past year of JNU, beta. JNU ke past year are close enough to CUET, although JNU also had a different level, but still they're very close to CUET. So you must do at least last 5 years JNU past years. I've uploaded all the solutions on the portal. You can have a look at that. Along with that, you have to do all my question that I have been uploading on daily basis under the 100 CUET questions. Ye mat chhodna. Later you will realize that questions have been asked from this 6th. And this is the very important thing that I'm creating. So I am also creating a separate question bank. This is apart from the question banks that you already have. So already if you go into your portal, you will see question bank on macroeconomics, microeconomics, etc. But apart from that, I am just creating this question bank for CUET preparation, in which I am creating topic-wise questions, more questions for your practice. And I'm uploading this on your portal. For example, this morning, I sat this entire morning and I created a complete question bank on the school of thought. Okay, on classical and Keynes. So if you will go to your portal, you will recognize that first of all, I have explained what is classical theory. Then beta, I have gone ahead and I have explained what is Keynes theory. And after that, if you will notice, but ye baat hai ki roz ka roz same day practice hona chahiye. No more giving excuses ki ma'am aaj semester exam hai, aaj ye hai, aaj wo hai. No time left for you to give excuses. Things have to be practiced on the same day. So if you notice, after going through this, I have created this question bank. And this question bank only on classical and Keynes, I have added more than 100 questions of whatever can come in exam. And like this, I want to prepare for each topic. So there are 140 questions only asking you about classical versus Keynes. Taki koi doubt rahe hi na. Right? So like this, whichever topics I think can be confusing for you. Like on Friday, I created one on regression plus correlation. Whichever topics I think can be confusing from the point of view of exam, I am trying to create a specific question bank only on that topic so that you practice so many questions that you do not forget that in exam. You understand each and every aspect of it. For example, question like this, beta. Have a look here. In Keynes' model of income determination, consumer expenditure includes spending by consumer on. अब ये बहुत ही weird question है. Hamburger, haircut, automobile, all of the above, or only A and B, since these expenditures are autonomous. So questions like this can come in exam. ठीक है? तो इस case में you have to understand what should be the right answer to this question. So if this is uploaded today, this entire question bank has to be practiced today. Only then it makes sense. The next thing I am doing is I've started preparing question bank only on national income from India's point of view, right? So you have to go ahead and do these question banks thoroughly. I can tell you in advance, the people who are going to clear this year's CUET are going to be very, very unexpected. I am telling you, it is not going to be the case that people who cleared IIT or ISI will be the same people who will be coming in CUET, because CUET is smart study. It is about what you study in these 15-20 days that will determine whether you can clear CUET or not. Its pattern is very different. You have to understand the kind of questions that come in exam. You have to do all these question banks that I'm giving you, all the quizzes on your portal which are related to CUET, all mock tests related to CUET, and only focus on the syllabus. कुछ extra करने का फायदा नहीं है. If you see on your portal, you will see one lecture of LPG, New Economic Policy. वो lecture more than enough है to revise new economic policy. ना उसके ऊपर कुछ करना है, ना उसके नीचे कुछ करना है. So you have to go ahead and look at the syllabus and only do that. Okay, ma'am, where to do Indian Eco from? So Vishali, for Indian Eco, 1, you will go ahead and you will do everything which is on the portal, which was for IIT, because the syllabus is very close. 2, if you look in Indian Eco, towards the end, they have gone ahead and they have added some part of public, eco and international and taxation. जैसे ये देखो, this is taxation. This is covered by us in our microeconomic classes. What is deadweight loss during taxation? How the supply curve shifts upwards? What is the deadweight loss that's there? So this is that part. International trade has to be done from international economic videos. Public economics has to be done from the last part of microeconomics, where we do public eco, plus I have added some new public finance videos in the portal, in which, for example, I have done what is Peacock-Weisman effect. Drain of wealth, this is again what has been covered as part of IIT economics. But apart from this, because I understand that that may not be enough, I am going to go ahead and add quickly within this week. I will add some more short videos on Indian Eco within the portal. Plus, as I said, I will add topic oriented क्वेश्चन बैंक, बट जिस दिन ऐड होगा उसी दिन उसको रिवाइज करना है, और जो जो क्वेश्चन डिफिकल्ट लग रहे हैं, राइट देम समवेयर so that you can re-revise them before exam, right? So last 4-5 days exam से पहले उन क्वेश्चंस को re-revise करना है जो आपके मॉक टेस्ट में बार बार गलत होते आए हैं, या ड्यूरिंग रीडिंग द क्वेश्चन बैंक यू थॉट कि ये डिफिकल्ट है, ये याद नहीं हुआ है. राइट दोज समवेयर and re-revise them. Ma'am, do we need hypothesis testing and point estimation for statistics? So, Sirjan, it does not go ahead and mention in detail that hypothesis testing is required. And when I saw the pattern of CUET past year papers, even I saw the same, that they have not asked about hypothesis testing or point estimation. So it is not going to come in detail. Utna jaan lo bas what is null and what is alternative hypothesis. Definition of type 1, type 2 error, that's enough. But they will not ask in detail because it is not a part of the syllabus. Correlation is a part of syllabus. Ye janna bahut zaruri hai. And I have covered this in, I will give you, it will be there on the portal. There is a full question bank on regression and correlation. In that, I have covered what is coefficient of determination, what is Pearson correlation, rank correlation. उन सब पे मैंने question bank में डाला है. So this is important. It's a separate topic and for sure it will come in exam. But what is not mentioned will not come in exam. Just go ahead and focus on this part, whatever is written. If you still want, बस definition कर लेना type 1, type 2 error का, and that should be enough. So type 1 and type 2 error. क्या होते हैं? That's enough. Nothing more than that. What is p-value? Definition. That's enough. Okay. So then, Priyanka, do we need to do uncertainty? So if you go ahead and you look here, Priyanka, it does not mention about uncertainty. And when if you look into the past 5-year papers, the syllabus has been unchanged and they have never asked that in paper also. So I am expecting that it is not required from the point of view of exam. But again, what you can do is, from uncertainty, just understand how to find expected value of something. Kuch nahi hai. Summation of probability into whatever is the return. And just know the definition of risk neutral, lower, and so are you understanding? What is not in the syllabus need not be done, but thoda ऊपर से जितना एकदम basic कि risk neutral होता कौन है, risk lower होता कौन है, risk averse होता कौन है, just to know the definition is enough. Otherwise, no, it's not required because it is not a part of the syllabus. Intertemporal is not a part of syllabus, it is not required. Do we need to do DSC past year papers? So Priyanka, ideally speaking, this time the level of what has been of DSC should not come in CUET. The simple reason being that there are so many universities which have come together and they are giving one common question paper. And whenever there is a common question paper, it is from the point of view of what is taught across universities. So we cannot expect it to have the level of DSC. So my bet is that doing CUET papers is going to take you to DSC rather than doing DSC papers. So don't focus too much on that. Instead, focus on the papers that are there in CUET, that are there in JNU. That is what is going to come in exam. And apart from this, whatever question banks I'm giving you. Nothing from advanced lecture of maths and stats need to be done. Correct. We don't have to do anything from the advanced lectures. We will only focus on intermediate lectures and basic lecture. Just say, for example, if you go to macroeconomics, you will realize that in macroeconomics basic lecture, there is a chapter which talks about classical versus Keynes. Most important chapter. This is very important. So instead, जो basic or intermediate lectures हैं, based on the syllabus, you have to go ahead and pick those topics and revise those topics. Don't focus on the advanced lecture, that will not come in exam. So that should be your strategy that you have to follow. Now, in JNU also, if you notice, JNU में दो तरीके के पेपर थे. So JNU SSS and JNU SIS. Try to do both past year papers. Right? As I'm again and again mentioning, please do not spend too much time on studying. Spend too much time on MCQs, on practicing. जो MCQ practice करेंगे, you will yourself go ahead and understand कि okay, this is what is the answer to this question, and that is the right strategy to study at this time. इतना टाइम नहीं है कि इस टाइम पे बैठ के आप पूरा दिन बैठ के सिर्फ ये अंडरस्टैंड कर रहे हो व्हाट इज एन इंडिफरेंस कर्व. नो, ideally every day 200 to 300 MCQs should be solved by you. That is going to go ahead and take you to a good institute. Your aim at the end should be DSC, should be JNU, should be BHU, should be DTU. It should be good universities, right? And to get there you have to practice as many questions as possible, because what happens is you may be very clear with the concept, but at the end when you sit in the exam you get very confused. वो नहीं होना चाहिए, right? Apart from this, what you can also go ahead and do is, if you, I'm going to go ahead and give you this on the portal also. If you can practice the past year papers of BHU, this is going to be a value addition, because this is again very close to the CUET past year paper, right? So this will be a good thing to practice. Okay, any doubt that you have, anything that you want to ask? Any question? Don't put too much time on these trade cycles that you were asking. No, it has never been asked in exam. Do only what comes in exam. Yes, welfare function is important and it has been there in the past years also. So if you look here, this says welfare economics, and I think I was looking at 2019 or 20 paper, and it has asked who introduced social welfare function, something like this. So the name of the economist is very important, right? So maybe in the next time they will ask you something about Ravalsian social welfare function. Suppose they ask you this, who introduced this, right? So you should know which economist introduced what, but it has been asked in exam. Sorry. Okay. Where to practice part A from? So for part A, there is no specific place where you can practice from. But Yashasvi, you can go to the portal and you can see that for part A also, I have gone ahead and I have placed some mock tests. Go ahead and practice those mock tests. Apart from it, I am trying to accumulate as much GK questions as I can to give that to you, so that you can revise that general knowledge questions also. But on the portal, you will already see part A questions, and you can go ahead and just connect back if you can't find these questions. I will link you to those questions, but they're already available. Just practice those from the point of view of quantitative analysis. Do we need to do any other model other than Harrod, Domer, and Solo? Okay, so Nehmat, ideally no. Only these two models are there. But if you notice, very recently, I added some more models to it. Those models are only, they will never ask you something deep from the model. They will only ask you match the following. So supposedly they give you match the following mein. Big push theory. And then they give you, some other cases. So here they give you urban, modern, labor, migration, third and fourth, critical, effort. Suppose they gave you 4 words here and they gave you 4 names here. Maybe here they gave you Lewis model. Maybe they gave you something related to Solo model. And here they gave you golden rule of accumulation. In that case, just for the sake of naming and understanding, I have added other models, though they should not deviate from it. Still, just from the purpose of match the following, you should know which person gave what model. That if it is urban labor migration, if people are migrating from the rural sector towards the urban sector, it should click in your mind that it is Lewis model. बस उतना ही जानना काफी है. Otherwise, only Solo and Harrod-Domer model are sufficient. Okay. Now, so no, multiple, okay. So MLRM, Priyanka, should not be done because it just says that you need to do simple regression model. So you are not going to go ahead and do that. Only simple regression model is what is required. I'll give you an example of the question that came in one of the CUET paper. So they said, suppose the simple regression model is y is equal to 0. Let's say something like this, 40 plus 0.8x. When x is 100, y is 200. Find error. ऐसा कुछ question आ गया. This is what was asked in exam. And I've added much similar questions again in the question bank. So please, आज से ही ये question banks practice करना start कर दो. So what will you do? It says when x is 100, the actual value of y is 200. But when I put x here, what will be the predicted value of y? 40 plus 0.80 into 100. So 40 plus 80, 120. So the predicted value of y is 120. The actual value of y is 200. So the error is the gap between the two. Actual and predicted का जो gap है वही तो error है. So I'm making an error of 80. Right? So this is the kind of question that came in exam. But this is again based on a simple regression model. But if you have never practiced these kind of questions before, it may become difficult for you. Right? So whatever is written, stick to that. But usse related, simple linear regression se related, all possibilities, whatever is possible, should be practiced by you. You should not skip a single kind of question that comes in exam. We get the possible economists who have given respected theories from syllabus. Yes. Yes, Ria, that's correct. So according to topics, try and get the possible economics, but still, sometimes we tend to miss in between the lines. So again, that's the reason why I'm telling you to go ahead and practice this. So for example, if, let me just take you through one of the questions here. Something like this. This is about possible economist only. His analysis started with recognition that total quantity demanded was sum of 4 types of spending. Who is the economist? Now we actually know that y is equal to c plus I plus g plus nx. This is the identity. All of us know that. But did we ever try and think who gave this? Not much of us. When we were doing lectures also, we just started with expenditure equation and we started solving for the multiplier. But in CUET paper, they will ask you who introduced it. And you should know it was Keynes, right? So when we go through the syllabus, sometimes we skip it. Like for example, if I ask you, who was the first person to do national income accounting in India? Most of you will not be able to tell it was Dadabhai Naoroji, right? So we tend to skip questions like those. That is what will come in CUET exam. That is why I am preparing these additional questions, right? So going through the syllabus is fine, but एक-एक चीज के बारे में सोचना पड़ेगा कि यार who introduced this? Who might have introduced maybe just this? You know, we know Fisher's equation, right? So when we talk about the quantity theory of money. Before Fisher, who might have introduced a basic version? Who was the first person to talk about quantity theory? After Fisher, what are the other versions which might have come up, and who introduced those? That is what is important, is time pay. Who introduced what? When I say MV, when I introduce velocity, who introduced the term velocity? So things like that have to be thought about. एक एक चीज में which economist might have done what, उसको research करना, उसको कहीं पे लिखना, and to revise that, to remember that, that is important. So that is what is written here also, if you notice. Here it talks about quantitative theories of money, not theory, not only Fisher's quantity theory, but all type of quantity theory, right? So एक theory ये है, MV is equal to PT, who introduced this. और फिर हम transaction को Y से replace कर देते हैं, who introduced this, right? So and then हम लोग ऐसे कर देते हैं, M is equal to 1 by KPY, and all of this is in the intermediate lectures. So when we write like this, M is equal to KPY, who introduced this? So understanding about the different versions of quantity theory and who introduced what is important. Again, I am making question banks on this, but don't wait till the last moment. You start revising things. 5-year plans are always important, Ishika. There is no paper of Indian Eco without 5-year plans. So you have to go ahead and do those. That has to be done. So, okay. So the answer key for past year paper isn't available. Yes. So for the answer key of past year paper, it is there on Artha Point's website. You can go ahead and have a look at it. But you will only find the answer key of, I think, last 2 years. But before that, it's not even there on the CUET website or anywhere. So you start practicing. If you have any doubt, just recheck on the group, and then I can confirm if you're doing the right answer or not. But for before that, for 2022 and 21, it's available on the website. Let me just share the link with you. Okay, I've posted it on the chat window. Okay, anything else? Any other question that you have? These 20 days should only be dedicated to doing as many questions as possible. Start sitting from the morning until the evening. You should only be practicing question. जिस भी क्वेश्चन में you think that you had to give a second thought, ये क्वेश्चन ठीक से नहीं हो पाया है, that is the question which has to be written by you on some register, on some paper, so that it can be revised before you go for the final exam. End के 5 days में सब कुछ revise नहीं हो पाएगा. Only that should be revised where you were making mistake. But currently the aim is that today is 15th. From today till at least 30th of May, every day at least 200 to 300 MCQs that are there on the portal have to be solved. So if I post this today, please do this today itself. Don't keep it for tomorrow. This is our golden chance. I'm repeating it again and again, to go into DSC, to go into JNU, to go into BHU, to go into other good institutes. Okay, any other question? Any topic you think should be picked first for making the question bank, you can just post that on the chat window also, and I can pick that tomorrow and I can make the question bank on that first. Econometrics won't be asked, only simple regression would be asked. Nothing else from econometrics. Yes. Question bank on Indian economy. Okay. Let me just make a list. Others can also post, and I will just keep updating that in the portal. I'll try and focus on these first. If you have anything that, yes, this was one of the things I had to focus on, international trade theories. In public finance, I am yet to add, Priyanka, at least 2 to 4 more lectures only talking about the different kind of taxes. So I will add that lecture also within a day, and then I will add more question bank on it also. Okay, so when it comes to name of different economists who gave different theories, what I am doing, Madhumita, is that I'm going ahead and I am putting it as part of the topics only. That means, so for example, when I made Keynes and classical, whichever classical economist has given whatever, I am just going ahead and putting those questions in that question bank. So tomorrow, if I prepare a question bank on quantity theory of money, whichever economist has given whatever kind, I will put that there only. So these name of economist will be covered within different kind of question banks. Don't worry. CUET preparation is enough for Gokhale, yes, but for CUET, for Gokhale plus IGDR, we will have a separate marathon only on the math part. I will do that. Micro macro is enough, but maths part, especially IGIDR ka, we need to revise a little more. So we will do that also. We have to practice reasoning and assertion. So if it is reasoning and assertion of the second part B में जो आता है micro macro का reasoning assertion, वो सारे questions are available on your portal in the different tests. But if it is part A, then let me give you some questions separately on that. And if you go to the YouTube every day, beta, I have been doing 100 questions का एक पूरा session बना है, 100 days, 100 questions. Nobody skips these. I can bet you 4 to 5 questions can come from this. Please don't skip these questions. Okay, did I miss any question? Ria, type question means what type question? Sorry. Just Indian eco type questions, right? I've added that. So I'm going to start with this tomorrow onwards. And I will add more question banks on Indian eco, international trade theories, and public finance. Apart from this, if you still go ahead and find some topics for which you need more questions for practicing, just go ahead and post it on the Telegram group and I will add the questions accordingly. Okay. Okay. So Shruti, for IIT Kanpur paper, that is a different level. For that level, you have to go ahead and go through again the IIT mock papers. The level of the IIT paper is going to be the same that we asked in IIT mock test. So you have to revise back all IIT mock tests, all ISI PEB mock tests that I had given, all PEB question bank that I had given. All of this needs to be revised better. That is a different level. You have to revise this. Questions on maths and stats. Huh? So in stats, what I've done, as I was mentioning, Yashasvi, I've already added regression plus correlation because I thought this is a difficult topic. मीन मीडियन मोड को मैं अभी के लिए छोड़ रही हूँ. I will do it towards the end. I think it's a comparatively simpler topic. But what I'll do is I will pick up on maths question bank next. All of this I will do within this week, but I want you to be committed and you to practice along with me. Okay, that is important. No information, Anusha, about the additional test or interview for DSC. Ideally, I'm not sure if CUET was the right thing for DSC, to be very frank, because DSC has a very difficult level. Once you get into DSC, उसका जो questions आते हैं, जो semester 1 होता है, so I can tell you that 40% of the students, they have their ERs back, they flunk in the first semester. So CUET level is nowhere near DSC level. But for now, they have not given any additional information, which means maybe this year they will only take on the basis of CUET. That is why I'm saying it's a very good opportunity for us. And only next year, maybe if they realize that they need some additional things to be done, they may add some interview. This year we are safe. Till now, no additional information. So it is only CUET which is going to take us through DSC. Nothing else. Okay. I think I've written down, I've jotted all the important topics also that you want. Anything else, feel free to write it on the Telegram group. Let us make sure that these 15-20 days that we have next are best utilized. We do not go ahead and miss any day. Koi din aisa nahi hona chahiye that you're celebrating some festival, you're doing something, nothing should come in between now. You have to go ahead and you have to make best use of these 15-20 days. So the question bank, the question bank would be available under the same section that we have. So if you go in the portal and you see CUET questions, just below that I'm adding these PDFs. Okay, Ria? I don't. Mahita, just text once on the point at the point number. Sir will share the link with you. I don't have it here. I cannot share it on the chat window. I don't have it. So just ask sir to add you there. Okay. Okay. Any other final questions that we have before we end the session? Any questions? Okay. It has to be still uploaded today. So I'll go ahead and I will share the screenshot once it's done. I was just waiting for ISI exam to be over. Since it's over now, today it should be there. This also, it will be there this evening. You should be able to see this also on the portal. Still, it's not there. Now I have shown it to you how things look. I will post it on the portal. Anything else? Any question? Anything? Okay. Thank you then. Keep posting your doubts on the group. And if you have any other topic that should be taken first for the question bank, just post that on the group also. Thank you.